My dearest Wesley, I know I once said there was nothing more beautiful than a blue, cloud-filled sky. I was wrong. There is something far more magnificent. Knowing I share that sky with you. Whenever I wish to feel closer to you, I just look up. Lovingly yours. Perched on the window seat, her knees drawn up to her chest, Ellie shifted her focus from the rain slanting in sideways sheets upon the pavement, a deluge that left her stuck indoors, to the couple curled up beside one another on the green button-back velvet upholstered Chesterfield sofa. Cailin lay with her head on Cortland's lap and her legs flung over the rolled arm, reading from a letter, while Cortland remained with one hand stroking the top of his wife's head and the other holding whatever title it was on fossils that so fascinated him and Cailin. Ellie forced her gaze away from the bucolic tableau they presented, a happily married couple, with the young wife's belly gently rounded from where their first babe rested. Cortland and Cailin had been gracious, certainly more gracious than she deserved or than her machinations had merited. But Ellie had been obliged to acknowledge one sad truth. Her relationship with the pair had been forever altered. Following his marriage, and the pained lecture he doled out after he'd learned the truth about Ellie's involvement in his ruination, he'd stopped joining her in her gameplay and instructed her to cease looking at the world as a battlefield plan there for Ellie to arrange. And that proved the greatest regret of her life. It shouldn't matter. Ultimately, in the end, all children were forced to hang up their scabbards and put away their wood pistols and swords and swap those pretend games for all that came with real life. Absently, Ellie traced a fingertip over the window. "What is it, love? You've those frown lines you get here," Cortland was saying as he touched the place between Cailin's eyebrows, "when you are upset." With those quiet murmurings, his words revealed an intimate knowing of the woman he'd wed, and Ellie found herself more than half longing for that. Alas, she lifted the book from her lap and raised it to her face, giving the couple the privacy she ought, feeling like the worst sort of interloper. A streak of lightning lit up a dark sky, which would have better suited the night. "My brother," Cailin was saying. "Wesley." A sharp crack of thunder rumbled the foundations of the house, shaking the window panes. Ellie lost her grip on the book. Thump! It landed on the floor with a less than subtle thwack that briefly interrupted her brother and his wife's conversation as two sets of eyes swung her way. "Dropped my book," she explained, unnecessarily. "Lost my hold on the pages. The storm, of course, that sounded as if the lightning strike was close." Her brother and Cailin stared at her. "Not that I'm afraid of storms," she blurted. "I'm not." Except that was a lie. "That scared You are rambling. Stop rambling. You are not a rambler. Anything but." Ellie cleared her throat noisily and, leaning down, rescued her book. "I have it!" she exclaimed, needlessly, and then promptly cringed inside. Snapping the pages open, she quickly brought the volume back into place before her face. "I see that," Cortland called over. "You, may wish to turn it Ellie promptly flipped it right side up. "Round." Her brother completed that word and droll response. Dedicating all her attentions and energies on her book, Ellie made a show at reading. All the while, her ears remained keenly focused on the parts and pieces of the discussion her brother and Cailin had resumed. Heartbreaking. "Not so much as a word from her," Cailin said, her voice catching with tears. And Ellie flipped the unread page noisily. "She will not write him. She will not answer his notes. What am I to say when he asks?" Ellie's sister-in-law was saying that, according to our brother Hunter, the woman you are in love with is the darling of Staffordshire.